Hi preschool friends, it's Miss Stacy. I want to make a video today to talk with you about something that's very important. And it's especially important right now. And today I want to talk about germs. Before we left school, on my bulletin board in my clinic, I had some tips about things that we can do to help stop or prevent the spread of germs. And the bulletin board said, let's be germ-free. So I got to go in our school yesterday and I grabbed those things and I brought them home so that I can make a video and share that with you. And then maybe you can work on these things at home and you can share these ideas with your family. So our first tip is friends shouldn't share everything. Keep your germs to yourself. Okay? And I know at preschool we talk about how important it is to be kind and to share with our friends. We want to share toys and we want to share things in the gym and we want to share space on the playground. And that is very important. But it's also important that there are some things we don't share. And germs are one of those things. So we don't want to be sharing cups or forks or spoons at home that we're using. If they've been washed, then that's fine. But if I had a cup and I left it sit and then somebody here in my house came and used the same cup without it being washed, they would get my germs that are on that cup. And I don't want to share my germs with anybody. And I don't want anybody else's germs anyway. So I make sure I always get a clean cup for myself. Our next tip, cover your cough in your elbow, not your hand. Okay, so when we cough, our germs spread out everywhere. And we want to really try to keep germs in just one spot if we can. So we want to put that cough right in our elbow so that those germs don't spread out and we don't share them with everybody else. Use a tissue to catch your sneeze. Okay, so sometimes that's not always possible if we're outside or maybe if we're in a car or maybe we just have a sneeze that sneaks up on us really quickly. We can't always get a tissue, okay? And if we can't get a tissue and put our sneeze in our tissue, then the best place to put our sneeze is also in our elbow. So we're gonna sneeze right there in our elbow to help put those sneeze germs in one place, okay? If you can get a tissue, that's best, and then next, what do you do with that tissue after you sneeze in it or after you blow your nose? You want to throw your used tissues in the trash. Okay, we don't want to leave our tissue lay around because it has germs on it. And then somebody else can come along and they can get your germs off of that dirty tissue. So if you can use a tissue to sneeze or to blow your nose, then you definitely want to throw that tissue in the trash after we use it, okay? This next one is very important, and you might have heard people talk about this one lately. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. This is how germs are spread. So we use our hands to do all kinds of things all day long. We touch things and we pick things up, and maybe those things have germs on them. We hope not, but one way to try to make sure that we don't get those germs in our body is to keep our hands off of our face because we have our mouth, we have our nose on our face, and those are great places for germs to get inside of our bodies and make us sick. So we want to make sure that if at all possible, we keep our hands away from our face. The next one, use hand sanitizer if you cough or sneeze in your hand. Then wash with soap and water as soon as you can. So just like we talked about with the tissue, sometimes you can't get a tissue. Sometimes we can't get to a sink to wash our hands with soap and water. And the next best thing is using hand sanitizer. So if that's an option and you have hand sanitizer, you can just rub that all over your hands and get rid of germs that way. And then as soon as you can get to a sink, you can wash your hands then with soap and water. Okay, and the next ones, these next two that I have are just about that. Wash and dry your hands after you use the bathroom or restroom. And I know we talk about that at preschool, and our teachers are great about reminding friends to make sure you are washing your hands with soap and water every single time you use the restroom. And the next one just says wash your hands with soap. It's so important to use soap and to wash our hands, and we want to try to wash our hands often. And when you do wash your hands, you want to do it for kind of a long time. You can either count to 20 really slowly as you're washing your hands, or another fun thing to do is maybe you would want to sing the birthday song, the happy birthday song, twice. So you want to sing it, and then you want to sing it again while you're washing your hands. So you're going to put your soap on your hands, and you're going to scrub your hands and sing the happy birthday song. And you want to get between your fingers, and you want to get your wrist, because germs make their way down onto your wrists. And you really just want to be washing your hands as much as possible right now, because that is the best way to get rid of germs. So the last thing that I want to talk about to help prevent the spread of germs is not on my bulletin board, because it's something that we usually don't see. But I want to share it with you guys, because maybe you'll be, I know a lot of people are staying at home right now, but maybe you'll be out at the store. My husband and my kids and I, we were at the park the other day, and we saw some people with this. And then I have even started using these when I go to the store. And that's masks. So people are using masks today to try to prevent catching germs. And a mask covers your mouth and your nose. And just like we talked about earlier with germs and touching our face, that mask helps protect our face, and it helps protect us from those germs that could get in, but it also protects other people if we have germs. It kind of blocks our germs from going out. So a lot of people are wearing masks. I went to the store the other day, and all of the workers in the store were wearing black masks. And it just seemed a little strange, because it's not something that we usually see. So I know that masks can seem silly or maybe even a little bit scary. And that's okay. It's perfectly normal for those things to seem scary right now, because we just aren't used to it. Okay, but I wanted to share with you a couple things that I found, and I think a lot of our friends are going to know a little bit about this, maybe more than I know about this. So who do we have here? We have Spider-Man, and look what he has right here in his hand. He has his mask. So Spider-Man, he just looks normal. He's just going about his day with his mask in his hand. But then when he puts that mask on, look how different he looks. Some people might even think he's a little bit scary like that. Okay, so this is what he usually looks like without it. And here he is with his mask. Way different, but he's still the same person underneath there. And some of you guys probably wear costumes that have masks at Halloween. And it's so fun to dress up and pretend like we're somebody else and look totally different, but underneath we're still the same person. And we're not really scary at all. And here's another example. This one's on the same page. It's Batman. And here he is without his mask. And then here's what he looks like when he puts it on. Way different, but he's still the same person. Okay? And next, I know a lot of my friends at preschool know about these characters. Who are these children? Looks like they have an animal there. They don't have masks on, but when they put masks on, it's PJ Masks. And I don't know a lot about PJ Masks, but I know they look really cool when they have them on. So they're still the same kids under there, but they look totally different with their masks. So you may even see people you know out in the store, and I wanted to share with you a couple of things. This is a mask I have here, and if you saw me out in the store, you might think I look way different than I usually do when I'm at school or I'm in the clinic. But I take it off, and I'm still the same person. I'm still Miss Stacy. And people are using all different kinds of masks. Some of you may know people that are making them to either share with doctors and nurses, because they really need them right now. Our doctors and nurses that are working in hospitals and facilities. or you may know people that are making them. Maybe you're making them in your house for your family, and that's a great thing. But masks look all different. This is something that I kind of wear. I usually wear this when I run if it's cold, because it blocks the cold air from my face. But I can put this up on my face, and it's a mask, and it blocks those germs from going in, and it blocks my germs from going out. Don't I look so different? I look really different with this mask on, but guess what? When I take it off, I'm still just me, even though I may look a little bit scary with it on. So I just wanted to talk with you guys about ways to prevent the spread of germs. And then I really wanted to talk about masks today, because I know they may seem scary, but they're really not. So they're really just to protect us. So I hope to see you guys soon, and I cannot wait to be back at preschool. Have a good day.